Zombies. Zombies everywhere. One moment, one wrong decision can cost everything. What's a guy to do? Everybody likes a good underdog story. David versus Goliath. The little guy versus the world. This one is no different. This story revolves around the everyman, the well-meaning but underprepared and ill-equipped. This is Eerie Knight. He's got a wicked mustache and no eyes apparently. Yes, things are going to go incredibly well. The main thing you need to know about him is that he has never played Minecraft before. Like literally, not even a second. He has no idea what he's doing and has no concept of even the most basic of mechanics beyond punching trees somehow leads to this. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. In short, he is the epitome of the average kind of guy in an apocalypse, lacking all the necessary survival skills and knowledge needed to survive and defend himself in a hostile world that wants to eat him. He'll need to learn pretty quickly if he doesn't want to end up as zombie dinner. Oh, and before I forget, every good story also has a nemesis, a challenge for the underdog to confront. And here's our guy. He looks very unassuming, definitely not as cool as these zombies, though looks can be deceiving. He is special, whether by some miracle or accident, or some unintentional combination of mods. He is essentially invincible. Kill him, and he'll multiply. Split into two. Keep killing him, and you've got yourself a little mini horde. He is tenacious, ever on the chase, and cannot easily be stopped. So what's our vision impaired, ill-equipped knight to do in the face of such odds? Let's find out over the next 100 days of the zombie apocalypse. Day 1. Okay, so here I was, scenic field, taking in the sights, some local wildlife frolicking around, apparently intermixed with some hot lava which seems terrible for the local wildlife.
Oh, that doesn't look safe.
And some trees, and at this point I thought, where the hell do I go now? Since Minecraft practically invented the playing loop of punching trees and rocks to get stuff, to build things, so you can get better stuff to build better things, so you can get betterer stuff to build betterer things, I surmised that's a good place to start. My first victim, this lovely oak tree here. I quickly armed myself in the latest and greatest of wood technology and mostly spent my time trying to determine how crafting works.
Plop down right around here-ish.
Unfortunately, as luck would have it, in the middle of messing around, the blood moon began to rise.
Blood moon is rising, oh my word. We're screwed.
Now, I didn't previously mention that, so now's as good a time as any. Basically, I'm screwed. But seriously, I'm effed.
Alright, maybe let's build something real fast. Where's my crafting table? God, first night? That is some unlucky business.
Okay, in total seriousness, the way it works is every night there is a % chance that the blood moon rises, triggering a large group of zombies to keep spawning around me, with the ultimate goal of eating me. Sure, you can kill them, but many more will replace their ranks. So I wasn't wrong. Basically, I was screwed. And effed. As I desperately began placing dirt blocks for some protection, I noticed off in the distance a little village.
Hello, town.
I figured that had to be better than whatever dirt thing I could make. I ran towards it as fast as I could and positioned myself on top of the well.
Sorry, I'm using your little patio thing. Ooh, that is a red moon. That is a red moon. Ooh, oh boy, they can shoot.
Zombies came pouring in from every which way, flooding the village and swarming all around. At this point I was thinking, thank goodness for this village. Though at the same time, bored first night, why does the world hate me? And in the midst of contemplating my fortunate misfortune, suddenly, a familiar voice entered my head.
Where are you?
I'm hiding. Right in here.
Howard!
Yes.
What was that? Must be my inner conscience or something. Though coward? Coward? Yeah, can't really refute that. Morning came, and the zombies showed no signs of going anywhere. That's right, after the Blood Moon Horde, the zombies persist.
God, that's so scary.
You either need to kill them all, or run away, or become zombie breakfast. Those are the options. I attempted option 1, but quickly changed my mind.
Oh! Oh my god! What was that? I'm almost dead.
Option 2 quickly became quite appealing, so I made the strategic decision to bravely run away back towards my don't really have a home yet back towards my crafting table and resumed the comforts of mining. Ooh, Stone Age. However, it appeared the horde had partially followed me back to this location.
Oh, him. And him. Oh boy, that's not good.
Pause here. Recognize these guys? Yes, my ultimate nemesis, the duplicating ones. These are the guys that, when killed, decide to split into two instead of staying dead.
Oh my god. You created more of them.
Yeah, well, you see, the thing is, this was my first encounter, and at this point, I didn't know they could do that. Plus, you know, I only have half a heart left, so not an ideal scenario. I fought gallantly as befitting a knight with obstructed vision, learning some harsh truths along the way.
Oh, my sword's gone. Can I attack him with the axe?
And ultimately decided to retreat in the face of my unrelenting foe.
Oh god, that broke too?
I regrouped, had a bite to eat, and upgraded my gear to stone. I thought to myself, perhaps this is normal, and the only way to defeat them is to have better gear. Wrong. Wrong. Sure, I could kill them faster, but that also meant they split into two faster, which I discovered is also a faster way to get myself killed. I spent most of day 2 battling my immortal nemesis, and with nighttime approaching, made my way back to the village, which is now suspiciously quiet, and sought refuge inside of a suspiciously empty building. I spent the night cowering in fear once again, feeling absolutely terrible that I brought the apocalypse to this town. I made the decision right there to right my wrongs against the suspiciously missing villagers. On the outset of day 3, I made a run for it, bobbing and weaving through the crowd. Nothing like an early morning jog to wake you up, I say, only to fall into the world's most obvious ditch. Oh, after hearing some words of encouragement from my inner monologue,
Oh, got that sword. Are you dying?
No, I got out.
I decided to make my last stand. I made quick work of the zombies save for him, and not wanting to make a repeat of day 2 endlessly fighting them,
Oh wow, you're so awesome.
Oh,
I decided to pack up and move to a new location.
okay, we're moving. We're picking up our stuff and we're moving. This place is cursed.
I picked up my crafting table and started heading in the opposite direction till my eyes caught a familiar sight. If I were to place my home right by their village, I should be close enough to defend them against any zombie incursions.
Oh, and the inhabitants are alive.
That was my thinking anyway.
Hello, buddy. You got a big nose. You all have big noses. Whoa, hello. Oh, I can trade with you. Oh, it's good to keep these guys alive. You can give me emeralds, whatever those do. Emeralds sound good. Oh, none of these guys again. We're just gonna bury you alive, you know? Had enough of you guys. Stay under there. Like, learn how to kill you permanently. I'll protect you. I'll do a better job of protecting you guys in the other town. You guys don't need to know about the other town, okay? It's our secret. The other town is just fine. Your neighbors over across the way are still alive. You guys have nothing to worry about. See the confidence in your green eyes. There you go, buddy. Thank you. All right. Time to worry about us now. All right. We've secured a new place.
Finally, midway through day 3, I began laying the foundations for my new home. I figured this would be a temporary home until I can figure out how to build a proper home. I'm a perfectionist, so didn't want to make my final base now as I wanted an opportunity to learn more. So this shall serve as a temporary shelter of sorts.
Sun's getting low, so it's...
Henceforth, it shall be known as, Fort Noob. Ah yes, glory be to Fort Noob. It is going to be constructed from whatever materials I currently have in my inventory, as befitting a typical noob construction. Though it kills the builder within me, I'm going to settle for this Frankensteinian construction. Nighttime of day 3 was pretty uneventful, which was the first nighttime I didn't fear for my life. Got to relax and relieve some stress a bit. Pretty nice. And in the morning of day 4, I mopped up some remaining zombies with my bow. Most of the day and night was spent mining underneath the nearby hill for more cobblestone. I've got plans for this stuff, and I need a bunch. In the early hours of the morning, I was greeted with some ominous moaning sounds.
Oh, hello.
It appeared all the mining had drawn plenty of attention. I have to admit, things were looking pretty dire. My pickaxe had broken from all the mining, so I didn't have a speedy means of escape.
Okay, how the hell do I get out of here?
And I began to contemplate that I may have well dug out my own tomb, and only on day 5.
Maybe I go up.
Which would be pretty shameful. I did not want to go out this way. Desperation kicked in and I started fisting on some dirt blocks looking for any viable way out in which I wouldn't be immediately swamped by zombies after creating an opening. And there it was, the most brilliant of ideas. And bam, punched my way up through the dirt ceiling, out toward freedom, only to find myself once again facing my immortal foe.
Charge! Oh my god. Not this again.
After circling my way back around, I re-entered the questionable safety of Fort Noob. And it turns out I was correct to question its safety. When those guys multiply, they can pass through walls because reasons. With Fort Noob compromised, I decided to pay a visit to my neighbors. And it was there I met the cleric who for 37 rotten flesh would give me a single emerald. Seems like a terrible exchange rate, but beggars can't be choosy. At least that's what they say. And considering I won't have a shortage of rotten flesh, might as well dump it off on them. I'm too afraid to ask what they're going to do with all that flesh, but then again, I may have caused the inhabitants of the previous village to suspiciously disappear, so who am I to judge? That evening, I found myself back within Fort Noob in the same exact situation, fighting for my life through a hole in the wall. With death quickly approaching, blocked up the hole in the wall and ventured once again back into the nearby village. Talk about deja vu. However, this time, I managed to save up enough emeralds to buy myself an iron helmet. Considering I haven't even found iron underground yet, I considered this a good get. Plus, the old noggin is now protected. While in the middle of celebrating, a small group of zombies decided to crash my party. I heroically led them away from the village and vanquished my enemies, picking up a blue sword, which I later learned was a diamond sword. But my newfound sense of glory was short-lived as another blood moon started to rise. Back within Fort Noob, I bravely engaged the horde through my hole in the wall. While not exactly the best strategy, it seemed to work well enough for now, though a few duplicating zombies could easily wreck that plan. Fortunately, that did not happen and we made it through the end of the night. Day 8 was not a great day. I was revisited by that inner voice once again as I found myself surrounded by all the zombies left over from the blood moon from the night before.
Wow, so many still.
Yeah.
She seems to always come at my worst moment. I jumped down to collect all the rotten flesh to trade later, but more pressing was my health. Nearby, I found a nice group of sheep to solve that problem. Unfortunately, after I returned home, it was still surrounded by zombies. From the nearby hill, I made a temporary path back inside and quickly destroyed it so zombies wouldn't follow me inside. I fried up some nice mutton to replenish health and hunger and went back outside to clear out the area. Thieves!
Ooh, I got some armor that I just randomly found. Look at my gold pants.
For the remainder of day 8 into day 9, I spent a long time underground mining, gathering more resources. If I'm going to make myself safer, I will need to build something way more protective. My hole in the wall trick will only work for so long. The plan was simple: fortify Fort Noob and save enough material for the main build, whatever that ends up being. It was so simple, it was destined to work, I thought. I even finally came across some iron, which on day 9 is probably painfully slow. I'd have gotten it to it sooner if I hadn't spent days fighting and running from the duplicators. At least one thing is certain: I can rapidly come up with excuses. Now excuse me, it looks like I discovered an underground cave.
All right.
Pretty cool. And look at that, marble. I can definitely use some of that later. And whoa, lava. Zombies. I wonder if I can shoot that guy into the lava. Well, it looks like he's just continuously splitting in the lava. Not even lava can defeat this guy. I don't know what to even make of this. Interestingly, I was finally able to eliminate some of them by just randomly shooting them, which is shocking, I know. Didn't do anything special, but if I could figure out how to reproduce that, I'll be king of the apocalypse.
Look at iron. Ooh, iron, iron, iron. That's glorious.
Back up top, I outfitted myself in iron gear from all the iron I had just found, which got me feeling much more confident.
Absolutely glorious.
And I found my first diamond even.
Oh, there we go. Got diamonds.
Things were beginning to look up.
Oh, that's faster.
On day 10, and it was time to start making myself better protected around Fort Noob. First, by clearing out all the surrounding zombies, and secondly, by constructing a wall around the perimeter to link up Fort Noob with my mine shaft. Goodbye, my glorious hole in the wall. With the sun setting and my wall incomplete,
Hey, let's go back inside.
I re-entered my mine, and back inside the underground cave, someone dropped in. Backed into a corner, I placed some blocks to try to keep them away from me while doing my utmost best to try and eliminate them. In most cases, that would work, but this guy here is different. He doesn't get eliminated, he splits. After getting knocked down from relative safety, I ran back and attempted to shield bash those guys into the lava. That might have worked if I knew what I was doing. Near death, I slipped around them and headed towards what I thought was an exit, only to find it was a dead end.
Yeah, no.
I placed down a block to cut off their path and miraculously was able to kill it. Were diamonds the answer to all my trouble? It wasn't long before I learned, no, they weren't.
Nuts.
After my harrowing experience in the cave, I was low on health and hungry.
I am almost dead.
A familiar state I seem to find myself in on a daily basis. This drove me to a nearby location in which plenty of food is strolling around.
Thank you for your sacrifice. I appreciate it.
It was at that location that I noticed some nice iron deposits in a ravine.
Ooh, there's some iron over here.
And decided to take advantage. Upon finishing, I noticed I attracted lots of attention, and confronted with the same options again, immediately chose option number 2.
Ooh, yeah. Definitely time to head out of here.
Oh, quickly.
My inventory's full. Can't get my meat.
As that worked so well before. So I made a run for it, but not without all my food. Only problem, my inventory was full, and they were close. I decided to head back home and revisit another day to pick up my food, which, considering I only had one mutton chop on me, would be very soon. Next day, day 12. I called Experiment Day. Thought it was a pretty good name. Reason being, I decided to test out the theory that my diamond sword could deal with the duplicators. But theory debunked. Pretty much most of day 13 was spent underground mining more materials.
A little bit too many enemies outside. So I just came back down here to get some stuff, then go back up when they're gone. Lost interest. So this is called coward approach, although it is actually genius approach.
Coward.
And day 14 was spent using those materials to work on my wall around Fort Noob. A large chunk of day 15 was spent working on the wall as well. Later that evening, I felt like I had neglected my neighbors for too long, which was probably beneficial for their safety, and decided to give them a visit. And what I found made me very, very worried. Zombies patrolling the streets, villagers on the run, not a pretty sight. As I was getting backed up by a familiar threat, it was at that moment I decided to change up my plan. I failed the first village, but not these guys. These guys are my pals. But first things first, I needed to deal with my own little problem. Namely, a bunch of zombies decided to pay me a visit. While dealing with them, I discovered a saboteur. Those sneaky little dudes always seem to have a knack for passing through my walls. In trying to deal with them, I made the problem worse and decided to book it out of there. In any case, I needed to leave anyway to keep my word to my pals. I decided to build a wall around the entire village without fully realizing yet how mob spawning works. I reasoned a perimeter wall would keep all zombies from the outside strolling in. Perfect strategy. At the end of the day, I returned home and made a discovery the next morning. Apparently, I've been living around an infinite food source unbeknownst to me this entire time. Farming. After doing a bit of research into my food troubles, I found out that if you build farms around water, they will produce harvestable food. Shocker! Which is great considering we have plenty of water. The more you know, I guess. Upon planting all the seeds I had, set about adding an additional layer to my perimeter wall and then continued on building the wall for my pals. This effort continued into day 18 and 19. I made huge progress completing over 70% of the wall, plus replacing a couple doors that were missing. And towards the end of day 19, I wrapped up construction complete with a front door for me to enter. There, safe at last. Having exhausted much of the cobblestone I had previously mined, I spent most of day 20 mining again to refill my supply. Day 21 was a huge milestone. I was finally able to craft a gun crafting workbench. I hadn't mentioned the desire to craft one till now because, do I need to tell you everything going on in my noggin? Some things are a man's privacy, but I'm willing to share now. Yes, I've yearned for some firepower. I've long stopped using the bow and instead tried to beeline for something with more stopping power. However, I'll need gunpowder to craft the ammo, which by my count, I've got 0, which is less than the minimum crafting requirement last time I checked. I do have to admit I am looking forward to mowing down waves of zombies and hopefully once and for all dealing with my immortal nemesis. Toward that end, if I can locate some potassium or nitrate, I can craft gunpowder. Or I can loot it by means unbeknownst to me. If any of you all knownst away, leave your knownstalage in a comment. In fact, share everything you know about everything. I am utterly clueless. Help me. Crossing over whatever that was, after another day of mining, I come up dry. No nitrates and no potassiums. In my comings and goings around Fort Noob, I've noticed a couple points of interest nearby. A large ravine which looks like it contains some iron deposits and a random hole in the ground that may lead to some underground caves. I'm guessing no clue. I've been meaning to dive into them for a while now, but since the villagers are now suspiciously safe and I feel more adequately geared, now's the perfect time, I think. First up is the large ravine. After digging a safe route down, I began searching around and located a fair amount of iron deposits. As it was getting late, I decided to stay the night. Come next morning, I was eager to leave. While I did get some nice materials, I didn't find much else, so I made my way back home to drop off the materials I gathered. Next, I proceeded to head toward the nearby hole in the ground. I quickly discovered a fork in the cave system there within said hole. One path heading forward and another path leading deeper underground. Most of the day was spent exploring the upper level path. I managed to get some more useful resources but didn't find anything else of note. And by anything of note, I mean gunpowder directly or the things I need to craft it. Days 25 and 26 kind of blended together. I lost track of time, you see. I spent so much time exploring the caves I lost track of the day-night cycle. I headed deeper down the second pathway and was immediately greeted by some unfriendly inhabitants. Making my way further into the cave, I came across a very curious thing. Some moss-covered cobblestone and another hole in the floor. Not sure what is down there, but it is worth a peek. But my completionist OCD was kicking in and I needed to make sure there was nothing even more interesting further down this path before diving into the blackness. I couldn't be satisfied risking my life inside some dark hole without knowing there was nothing more cool up ahead. I walked a bit further and, to my surprise, I found a chest and something peculiar. Immediately, I investigated the flame box thingy, but remained cautiously skeptical, so I pickaxed it. Nothing seemed to have happened, so I opened the chest and found a bunch of stuff. Ooh. No idea if any of this stuff is useful, but I grabbed it all as I am a completionist and cannot leave anything behind. I'll determine its usefulness later or just leave it forever in a chest. You know, either one of those or one of those. Back at the hole, I cautiously dug my way down inside, fearing I could get caught in a nasty zombie trap at the bottom. And there it was. I could immediately see a chest, which was greatly enticing. Unfortunately, there were several zombies, including him, which meant extra precaution needed to be made. I carefully inched my way lower and lower within sword range so I could take them out from relative safety. However, it seemed the more I killed them, the more of them came from the darkness, a never-ending stream of zombies. I wanted the loot down there more than anything, so clearly a different strategy was in order. Moving around, I noticed that same firebox looking thingy down below, which made me very suspicious. Having no way over there to destroy them led me to this here reckless decision. Oh, no. Oh, no. Get some light down here. Some light. Rid of that. Ooh, no. Okay, back this way. Okay. Let's protect ourselves. Oh, God. With those things destroyed, it seemed the previous strategy worked, hitting them from relative safety till they were mostly gone. Definitely think the fireboxes, or as I later learned, spawners, were, well, spawnings in more zombies. Noted. After mopping up the stragglers, I raided all the chests. Ooh, gunpowder. I can finally make ammo. Golden apple. But I ran out of inventory space. So full up. Not to worry, I made my way back up and broke through the dead-end tunnel where the first spawner was located. On the other side was a zombie, which I dispatched. And after digging through, realized we were back at the hole entrance. How convenient. Oh, looks like it's night. I made a run towards Fort Noob so I could drop off all my loot so I could return tomorrow morning and grab the rest. Morning came and I spent a chunk of the day muling all my loot back home from the cave. I even found some time to expand my farm and plant more seeds. With the gunpowder I had looted, I finally was able to make ammo for the shotgun I had crafted. We're in business. Now that survivability seemed within the realm of possibility, I began to think of my long-term goals. I have definitely wanted to move out of Fort Noob from the beginning. It was really starting to depress me living with this mishmash of cobblestone, dirt, whatever other junk material I slapped down. However, I was still low on stuff after pouring in most of my resources for my pals. Plus, I needed to scout out a new building site. So the rest of day 28 I just mined for cobblestone, and day 29 I spent gathering wood nearby. And when I got bored, I intermingled with the locals to break up the monotony of wood cutting. Before making the move out of Fort Noob, I wanted to strip the underground cave system by home of all its valuables. Thus, I began a multi-day journey through the entire underground maze system. I first came across a lava pit in which I tried to lead zombies into the lava. The immortal duplicators were not dying as per usual, so I let them glitch into the wall. I figured better stuck in the wall than being a nuisance. I dealt with the remainders by giving them a path to cross so I could knock them down into the lava. I continued to venture deeper into the cave, mining for valuables and eliminating zombies as I went. Eventually, I was confronted with a group of zombies and decided to break out the shotgun for the first time. First zombie blew into multiple chunks, which felt very satisfying. The second zombie took the hit like a champ. I've gotta say, I was hoping for higher levels of evisceration from the shotgun. Perhaps it wasn't the OP solution to all my problems after all, but I figured there would still be uses for it. Deeper and deeper inside I went, searching for any diamonds, potassium nitrate chests, anything that could be useful till I met face to face with him once again. Confronted with an unrelenting enemy, I slowly pulled back and built a barricade. I then broke through the wall to get behind them with the express purpose of trapping them inside there. Yes, I was blocking my route back home, but I figured I could always dig around them and just leave them there. Win-win. Unfortunately, they had other plans and were physically blocking me from placing their prison, so I decided to try and push them back to give myself enough time to trap them inside. And there, adequately squeezed. I love it when a plan comes together. Having successfully trapped them, I continued on my exploratory mission dealing with the zombie threat as I went. Fortunately, the gear I had at this point, while not top tier, was adequately serving its job. Unfortunately, I was starting to get a bit concerned on the durability of all my items, with the cave showing no signs of having an end. And then it happened. It started innocently with a single duplicating dude. Miraculously, I was able to finish this one off. Some good fortune, I thought, as that happens very rarely. However, I shouldn't have celebrated so soon. I could have sworn I heard something and turned around and saw what looked like a death animation. Maybe I was just seeing things. Been so long since I saw the sun. Was going a bit crazy. But I started hearing a bunch of zombie moaning and turned around once again, finding myself facing multiple zombies. Not leaving anything to chance, I broke out the shotgun and started blasting. And after blasting what I thought was the last zombie, more started raining down and overwhelmed me. I quickly ate some bread to replenish my low health. However, it was at this point another zombie dropped, and this time I was not so fortunate. It was the dreaded duplicator, and this time he did not die. Facing an unstoppable force, I quickly began putting up another barricade only for the zombie to slip through and began munching on me. I quickly pushed them back far enough so I could finish the barricade, though I could see his stupid face poking through, mocking me. I was safe, but now trapped myself with multiple zombies making threatening noises on the other side. I went the only other direction I could, only to confront the harsh reality that I did finally, in fact, find the end of the cave. And I was at it, completely trapped inside with a near broken pickaxe. It figures. I frantically broke through my own blockade, shielding myself, and backtracked back to where I had trapped those two duplicators ages ago. Since my pickaxe was nearly gone, I desperately used my garden hoe to dig through the gravel to try and get around them. I was greeted by a large horde of zombies that I was able to deal with using my sword and my shotgun. Whoops. I ran all the way back and excitedly made it back up to my crafting area atop the stairs. I was safe. Needing to relieve some pent-up stress from the last few days, I decided to give my pals a visit. I entered the village to greet my large-nosed neighbors only to find nothing. It was a ghost town. Villagers nowhere to be seen. Doors missing from buildings. It was an ominous sight. And there he stood. And then there was this guy, relaxing on the back porch, where some villagers used to converse throughout the day. While I was spelunking through the dark caves the past few days, the zombies had somehow infiltrated their seemingly safe compound and wiped them out. I was devastated, very suspicious. I decided to craft a better shield in their honor, to better protect the defenseless, and to finally sally forth and build a better fortress. And toward that end, I required a trusty steed. But since no steeds were in the nearby vicinity, this will have to do. I soon discovered the way into a donkey's heart was to repeatedly ride her until she got bored and just let me finish. Huzzah! I then managed to track down the saddle I had looted in one of those chests a few days ago and plopped it right on her. There it be, my trusty steed. We rode off into the distance seeking a new place to settle. My new companion and I traveled a distance till we came upon another familiar setting, a new village. Given my track record with villages, I was not exactly forthcoming with the locals, and with my proximity to the last two villages ultimately leading to suspicious disappearances, I'm beginning to question whether I should settle close to keep them safe.
Thank you, kind sir. Don't tell any of your other neighbors about me, Hopefully you've only heard good things.
Feeling guilty on my way back to Fort Noob,
Defender! Alright guys, well, thanks for everything, but I gotta get going before y'all get slaughtered.
I felt my conscience trying to gnaw at me again.
I want to look into your house.
I haven't really worked too much on the house. I mainly did the wall and then kind of mostly did a lot of digging underground.
What about your village? Did you protect them?
And when I was confronted with the topic of my village,
apparently I cannot do that.
I immediately changed the topic.
Ugh.
After an eventful night, I decided to return to the village the following day. I had accrued plenty of rotten flesh since I hadn't been selling it recently due to the fact that the villagers by me have vacated the premises, and was eager to sell it off. This new arrangement worked better, I think. I get some valuable trades.
Ooh, I want that.
And I stay away from them so they can all live to give me trades. Win-win.
There you go. Oh no, it's iron. Oh, well, whoops. Too good to be true.
After spending the day with my new pals, I returned home with my donkey only to find that I had attracted plenty of unwanted attention. However, fighting them turned out to be a mistake, as among their number was that guy, and he did what he does best: duplicate upon death and glitching through my walls. Upon attempting to defend myself with my sword, it turns out donkeys aren't so smart, and not wanting to hurt my trusty steed, I was backed into a corner using my shield. I was able to time it just right to open the door and run in and close it without letting them inside.
Alright, sorry donkey, but I gotta despawn them. I'll save you by running away.
After strategically abandoning my trusty steed, you know how to save it? You know, to save it, I went down within my caves and mined through the night. On day 35, I finally remembered I could craft a variety of different weapons that up until now, I have completely neglected. Whoops. I settled upon an iron greatsword, for I am a knight, one lacking in diamonds, so iron it is. Despite that, it looks pretty good. It also has increased range and can attack multiple targets at once, which is great for when we are surrounded, which is usually always. The only thing is, it is slower if wielding a shield, so bye shield. I know I built it in honor of the fallen villagers, but hey, tiny new sword. New plan. I vowed to forge a great sword, one that will redeem myself and avenge the fallen villagers because of myself. It shall be diamond, and since I cannot purchase an enchanted greatsword from my newest pals, I'll need to figure out how to enchant it myself, which I'm 99% sure is a thing. Day 36. The only thing you need to know about today is, just like good old day 12, it's Experiment Day, Part 2, the sequel. Most of the day was spent conducting vital experiments with my new greatsword, for tomorrow is a big day. Day 37, the day we finally sallied forth to locate our new home. We trekked through the desert, over mountains, across the plains, and ultimately was derailed by water. Worried that donkeys cannot swim, I frantically placed blocks to try and save it from drowning. After heroically saving the trusty steed I rode into the water, the sun was starting to get low, so we proceeded on our grand quest. Instead of running back home like cowards, we kept on sallying forth all night long, besieged by zombies everywhere and gallantly leaping away from our pursuers. After all of that, there it was. A huge mountain covering a large cavern, perfect defensively. We could build a Helm's Deep type of fortress and be defended on all sides. I got a bit distracted by that guy again, but on donkey back, we are unstoppable. Since we didn't have any supplies to start building, we returned home with our quest completed only to find a bunch of zombies waiting for us. We circled around till we could find an opening through the gate, and as I defended my trusty steed against the zombies, that guy did the same thing, glitching through the fence. But this time, I ran out of the gate and tried to lead all of the zombies away. I again circled back around on foot and through the fence to safety. Before starting on my Helm's Deep style fortress, I decided to pay another visit to my pals to make some more trades. On day 39, we traveled back across the desert towards our new home. Having learned my lesson about donkeys and water, I made a little donkey pen to prevent her from wandering off potentially right into the river. Meanwhile, I began constructing a rudimentary bridge across to make traveling back and forth between the Helm's Deep and Fort Noob an easier task. The next day, following a bit of mining, I returned to the bridge to wrap up its construction. All of day 41 and part of day 42 was spent digging through one of the smaller mountain peaks towards the other side where my new home will be built. With my temporary tunnel dug out, I began clearing out the area inside the cavern to make it completely flat. As I was removing all the junk, I saw the sun start to set, my signal to head back to Fort Noob and spend the night mining. However, now that I am finally working on my new base, the world, it seems, had other plans. A blood moon horde. It had been so long since the last one, I was beginning to think the world had broken, but it appears my good luck had run out. However, I was much better armed at this point versus the last horde, and between the extended range of my greatsword and my shotgun, I made mincemeat out of the zombies. But of course, my own cockiness got in my way, as it usually does, and somehow I got knocked off into the pile of zombies below. I ran for my life, running multiple circles around the zombies, collecting the little green orbs as I went. The sound is really addicting. I made it back inside.
Oh my god. Ooh. I'm gonna need thicker walls.
And sat atop my perch, and both I and the donkey made it through the night relatively unscathed. That being said, there was an ungodly number of these duplicating guys this time. Like, I mean, a whole bunch of them. They were everywhere, and because they can pass through solid matter when splitting, I had a bit of a crowd on the inside. Dawn came, but that didn't really help matters. Sure, zombies stopped spawning, but there were many left, and only one me. Unable to free Donkey, I jumped down and attempted to lead them away. I even ran all the way back to the very first abandoned village, still suspiciously quiet. And because I had literal ton of rotten flesh from the horde, I retrieved my donkey and visited the suspiciously not quiet village to defend the villagers.
Oh, that didn't sound good.
Not from me, but from zombies. For some reason, I felt the need to make that distinction, and to also sell some rotten flesh, and purchased a pickaxe with Unbreaking 1.
Ooh, diamond pickaxe. Let's get that. I like that. I do.
Not sure what that is, but it sounds like the pickaxe will have more durability, so yoinking that if you please.
Do that so maybe you'll like me, give me some better stuff in the future. All right, later.
Returning back home did not seem to resolve the leftover zombie problem.
We can kill some of you all.
Only that quickly became a secondary concern.
Oh boy, not another one.
Yes, another blood moon. It seems the world is determined to prevent me from moving out of Fort New, and for some reason, I decided it was best to start farming rather than fighting the horde.
Oh, maybe not time to farm.
Which probably wasn't advisable, as it allowed the number of zombies to build up quite substantially. And then somehow, he made his way up here.
Oh, how'd you get up here? What? Oh, you mother... Oh shit. Oh, it looks like the morning is about to come, finally. Block you off.
Once again, the dawn of a new day, and once again, unable to free Donkey.
Yeah, we really gotta move to the new location. Oh my god. I mean, do we make a run for it? Could be.
And once again, running for my life to lead them away.
Ooh. That definitely ain't good.
This time I ran the opposite direction and circled back around.
Oh, no, I guess they're still spawning in. Hey, daytime. Doesn't seem fair.
However, that didn't improve matters very much. Nope, not at all. After some good old-fashioned head bashing, and
of course we got the invincible guys in there. You little cheaters. Okay, where'd they go? That doesn't seem right.
some mysterious luck, it was finally over. I proceeded to pick up all the loot the zombies so kindly dropped and did some inventory management, farming, and block crafting. Finally, day 45. I managed to craft myself a diamond greatsword. Looking mighty fine, I think. Part 1 of my vow fulfilled. Now to fulfill the second part, I'll need an enchantment table and apparently some bookshelves because that somehow makes the magic stronger. Sure, why not? As long as it gives me the most epic-y greatsword, I don't care if anything makes sense. Anyways, we finally were able to head back to Helm's Deep after back-to-back hordes and post-horde cleanup duty, and after a full day of clearing out the area, I proceeded to make a new mineshaft at this location. After a night of mining, I climbed back up. Days 47 and 48 were pretty tedious, but felt good after non-stop running for my life the past few days. Definitely nice to do something menial and repetitive to work out that stress. I worked entirely on flattening out the entire cavern region, finally completing that project in the early morning hours of day 49. I subsequently visited my newest pal and bought myself some shiny new diamond chest armor, named my pickaxe, which has been through many trials up to this point, though the name is a bit uninspiring, and I returned back to the build site to start on the floor. I decided to make use of the marble I had previously mentioned many days ago to form a nice pattern befitting a knight who has, yeah, those poor villagers. Day 50 consisted of more floor work, and on my way back to Fort Noob to pick up some more materials, yet another blood moon. Seriously, I had gone weeks without a blood moon, and now I've had 3 in a very short time span. When it rains, it pours, and apparently hoards. Fortunately, this horde finished without incident. Unfortunately, the post-horde cleanup was absolutely terrifying. Not only that, it was extremely laggy, which made it even more terrifying. Fortunately, the further I ran from Fort Noob, the better the lag got. Still, there were many zombies chasing after me across the desert. I continuously fought them off until I could run back towards Fort Noob. I managed to close the gate at the last second, but still completely surrounded by zombies. I attempted to thin out the crowd, but to no avail. Ultimately, I decided to seek refuge inside my mine to stock up on some more marble. Covering the entire floor of the cavern has proven to be quite resource intensive, so we needed to get a bunch more marble. Days 52 and 53 were spent entirely on the marble floor. I made great progress laying out the pattern all the way across the cavern, and I discovered a great use for the small lava pit right in front of my new home. Dealing with those guys. While it didn't seem to finish them off, well, it at least makes them less of a nuisance. Something to consider in the design of my fortress. That night, I had another horde. Alright, I think we're safe. Ooh. Too close, too close. Again, it went pretty smoothly, and after the horde on the morning of day 54, I did my familiar trek around the desert to disperse the horde when suddenly that old conscience of mine came back.
It can, but then I have to stop long enough to, like, it slows you down when you do it.
Oh, is that your base?
Seemingly on cue when things are just terrible.
Oh, that many zombies.
Oh, there's way more. I don't know if any of them have despawned, but...
Which is usually all the time,
That's your
so I'm
done.
surprised I don't hear from her more often.
Oh, God. All right. Nope. Oh, hold on.
Oh, you can't drive. Oh. God. Wow.
And this is just a small portion of what there was. I did.
After retrieving my trusty steed, we returned back to the new home site ready to continue building. That night while mining, I did get nearly burned by lava. But I did discover an underground cave that I'll have to eventually explore. But as it is a new day, we need to continue building our fortress. One thing I noticed while doing our floor was that the mountain up above doesn't completely cover the entire region underneath, which makes me a bit worried that zombies could jump from up above and land within our defenses. My solution was to trek up to the top of the mountain and place a covering up above to protect us down below. After nightfall, I returned to the underground cave I discovered during my mining to poke around and see what goodies I could find. There is plenty of lava and water rushing in the direction of said lava, also what looks like some obsidian, which we'll need for our enchanting table. But right now, priority is to prevent myself from an accidental late night lava swim, so I put up a cobblestone barricade, and then proceeded to burn myself anyway. And this is when that guy attacked me out of nowhere. I was caught completely unaware and low on hit points. I struggled to fit through the awkward opening I had made, but managed to make it with only 1.5 hearts left. Because it worked so well previously, I placed a barricade with the intention of trapping them inside. Killing them just doesn't work, and they end up doing goofy things. Really, the only viable solution is lava, and of course trapping them. So, trapping them it is. I began the tunnel through the wall so I could go around them and trap them on the other side. However, apparently at least one was onto me, but that just earned himself solitary confinement. Once on the other side, I quickly placed another block to trap the other zombie. With all of that done, I was finally able to return to the cave, in which I had an opportunity to try out the other viable solution, lava. They still will multiply and jump out if you let them, so after repeatedly fighting them back, I was finally able to trap them inside. Finally, revenge. Feels good to watch them burn. Upon clearing up that region, I made the return back up so I could get started on the morning's work. Day 56, can't have a fortress without walls, so on to that next. Using a combination of stone and stone bricks, I chose to lay out the wall in segments to make the wall angled relative to the overhang above us, which is not perfectly straight. Besides, I think it'll be more interesting not straight anyway. Also, I had noticed in previous hordes that my single layer wall allowed those duplicating guys to clip through the wall, which is not fair. Nope, not at all. But here's different. Here the tables have turned. This wall will be thicker, and in the middle will be a pool of lava, so any would-be cheaters will get burned as a reward. I believe through my research I can get buckets of lava and pour them anywhere, so that's what I aim to do. Now that I am moving beyond Fort Noob, I am unleashed, and at about this height above the ground, I'm still within sword range. I'll need to keep that in mind for the blood moons, as the great sword will be my primary means of damage. Back in my underground cave come nighttime, I picked up where I left off. Venturing a bit further into the cavern, I made a little cobblestone walkway over the lava flow. I quickly dispatched the cave dwellers and noticed something eerily familiar. The spawning thingy. I go down to destroy it and proceed to unleash holy hell. Didn't know it could do that. As I run for my life, my heart suddenly turned putrid gold and start depleting. I attempt to cross over the bridge but come face to face with my nemesis. Of course he shows up. Near death, I run across the bridge and eat a bread to hopefully counteract my poison. I waited for all of them to approach me, overwhelmed. I made a temporary crossing over the lava. In my attempt to force the duplicators into the lava, I got lit on fire and knocked into the water. I pulled back to draw them away from the entrance and then circled around and ran back through my tunnel. After my near-death experience the previous night, day 57 was back to building my fortress walls, and on day 58 it started raining, and I kept getting attacked by waves of zombies. I led those guys to my lava pit, but more kept coming. I was quickly becoming a bit annoyed with this little lava pit, as while it was useful, it can be a bit awkward to hit them inside. I'll need to expand the size of it at some point. Completely surrounded, I retreated back to my incomplete fortress wall and blocked off their access. Still, some zombies managed to get inside potentially by dropping down from above and forced me back. With the unrelenting zombies after me, I retreated into my mineshaft, and that's when the blood moon started. Perfect. Just perfect timing. With nowhere to go, I spent the horde hiding within my mine, only killing a single zombie that made its way over. On the morning of day 59, I dealt with the leftovers and again lured that guy into the lava as is customary at this point. To try and keep him forced in there, I put some cobblestone blocks to prevent him from jumping out and destroyed a block to fill the region with lava. I decided to leave for the day to despawn all the remaining zombies and return to Fort Noob to my farm. Day 60 was an interesting day. It started typically. I returned back to my fortress to continue working on the outer wall. I started to place smooth stone columns when, out of nowhere, that conscience of mine bubbled to the surface, which was surprising, since I didn't think I committed any atrocities lately.
Is it our home? You dig all this?
Like, no, this cavern was like already here. I just was roaming around and saw it.
Going.
Into my mine shaft.
I want to see your garden.
My garden is far away. Alright.
Can it make you faster?
Oh, yeah, a lot? Yeah, considerably faster than just on foot. Whenever I travel around, I take my donkey.
I want to name him
What do you want to name him?
KiKi.
KiKi? Alright. So named. I think I have a name tag in one of my chests somewhere. I think I can name him. KiKi shall be its name. in honor of Taco Bear. Ooh.
Oh, you're dying. No, behind you.
Yeah. Ooh. All right. Oh boy, there's a lot.
Wow, that was quite the distraction. Really lost track of time. Geez, is it already day 62? Considering we've got less than 40 days to go, I'll need to make up for it somehow. I started working on a tower at the end of the wall. Later that day, I traveled back to Fort Noob to keep an important promise. Hello, KiKi. I dropped off KiKi the next day within her fence by the wall to go on a perilous new quest. No, not him. Look here, fellas. Look what I got. Come follow, come. Who wants some wheat? Upon learning that you can breed cows and sheep, I knew what must be done. I led my soon-to-be filet mignon and mutton chops back to their new home. And because this one is the smartest of the bunch, I had to go back and lure it towards its divine purpose. Once locked in, I fed them the wheat they've been eyeing and got myself some veal and baby mutton chops. While expanding the size of the fence to accommodate all the younglings, another blood moon began to rise. Since my fortress wasn't ready and I didn't want to return back to Fort Noob, I decided to spend the entirety of the horde underground, but not without purpose. Part 2 of my vow still needs to be fulfilled. My greatsword needs some enhancements, and to do that, I need obsidian for the enchanting table, and there just so happens to be plenty of it in the cave we discovered where the water meets the lava, and holy crap, that takes a ton of swings. Is it really that slow? Why can't I make my gear out of this stuff? On day 64, I finished expanding the livestock fencing, began laying down the floor for my wall, and later that evening, filled some buckets with lava. Never mind that the lava should melt the iron buckets, but yeah, that's what we did. And the next day, I dumped all of that lava within my wall. It still wasn't enough, so that night I gathered more lava and dumped the rest of it during day 66. That night I had some visitors drop by, which was a bit rude to do so unannounced. Being said, I do need to do something about blocking off that cliff up above. That night, there were plenty of zombies swarming around the outside, and though incomplete, the fortress seemed to be ready to resist the horde, and the chance would soon present itself. The very next day, in fact. During the day, I started to make some lower platforms for the wall for me to stand on such that I could reach the zombies below using my sword. And that ended up being very helpful as the blood moon came, giving my fortress its first test. The lower platform plus the half block cobblestones I placed on the bottom to raise the zombies' heads a wee bit higher ended up working beautifully. The zombies kept coming and I kept whacking them. It definitely got to the point where there were many duplicators, but my improved wall defenses kept them from penetrating inside. Unfortunately, the liability right now is zombies dropping from up above. Seriously, these lemmings just one by one drop down continuously. I need to be constantly vigilant so zombies don't attack me from behind, potentially knocking me down into the waves of zombies. As per usual, the morning after the horde is quite terrifying. With so many of those guys constantly splitting when I attack them, I decided to sally forth upon KiKi. I circled around them trying to collect as much fallen loot as possible and got myself lit on fire for my troubles. Having filled up my inventory, I popped back inside to drop off my loot and went out for another round. Except KiKi was completely blocked in. I lured the horde further away from her along the wall and ran back to mount KiKi so I could circle around again. Unfortunately, KiKi chose the worst possible moment to rear her hind legs. And we got caught. Boy oh boy. That timing is absolutely terrible. Despite the sheer numbers, we barely escaped and galloped away from the battlefield across the bridge, but not toward Fort Noob. Considering it has been like forever since I visited, I returned back to my pals to see how they were doing. Since I've ignored them for a while, it seems like they're doing pretty well. Satisfied they are okay, I returned back to begin working on the interior keep within the walls. Up till now, I've been waiting to place my enchanting table till I have a place to put it, and this will be that place. And since I have plenty of smooth stone, I'll use that for the walls of the keep. Day 69. It began with the almost ritualistic routine now of shoving duplicators into lava. Once I am assured they won't be able to escape, I returned to my fortress. I expanded the lower cobblestone floor beneath the wall to boost the height of the zombies to place them within greatsword range, and extended the lower platform along the length of the wall. That took me most of the day and came just in time as I was greeted with yet another blood moon. Ooh. These things are becoming incredibly regular. The horde started with that guy dropping on by, still need to block that, and I decided to introduce him to some wall lava, courtesy of my sword. Enjoy the burning sensation. It feels too good. More zombies started grouping up at the top, and I gave them some encouragement with the old shotty. I made quick work of them and proceeded to use my wall overhang to swipe that oncoming zombies. And things were going so well till a lapse in vigilance caused a cliff diver to sneak up behind me. Not where you want to land, no siree. I proceeded to run right through the crowd, taking hits along the way, and then they were all after me. Luckily, I managed to lose them and close the gate behind me. Lesson learned. More cliff divers attempted the same thing, but I was ready and knocked several duplicators into the fiery depths below my walls. Morning arrived and back to old problems. Post-horde again. I attempted to thin out the crowd by wailing on them, which helped and didn't help in the case of those duplicator guys. To deal with them, I decided to not deal and mounted KiKi and just left. However, we quickly returned so we could continue building. With only 30 days left, I started to feel the time pressure of finishing everything. A couple stragglers remained. This one I immediately took out, and the next one resulted in some unintentional casualties, which bummed me out, so I decided to apologize in the best way I knew how. Later that day, it started raining. Zombies. In actual rain. And it didn't let up throughout all of day 71 either. Several of those guys were lurking right outside of KiKi's fence. I decided to let them in so I could lead them to the lava. Except they didn't seem keen on following me inside. They weren't shy back at Fort Noob always chasing me within the walls, but nope, not here. Not to worry, I made the opening a bit larger to encourage them to enter, and promptly dumped them into the lava. I attempted to eliminate this guy stuck in the floor, which ended up being something I greatly regretted as I was unable to maneuver them into the lava. After being set aflame, I decided I had enough and went back inside. I spent most of day 72 working on my build. When you guessed it, another horde approached. It started out pretty typical. Sliced some zombies up, dealt with the cliff divers, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Again, the duplicators were growing in number as is expected at this point. I took a look around for some cliff divers and went back to my skull bashing, only to immediately be knocked off by a cliff diver. And in the commotion, I dropped my greatsword. I couldn't believe it. I was furious. How could I be so careless? I didn't have time to think. I rushed through the crowd hoping to find my weapon till I saw it in the hands of an armored duplicator. I couldn't let this stand. I had to retrieve it. I've been using it for so long, I couldn't abandon it. Unlike previous hordes where I've run away come morning, I didn't want to risk that here as I was afraid to lose my sword. And lava was also a dangerous option, as I didn't want my sword to get smelted by the lava. In short, I was screwed. I retreated to KiKi's fence to try and thin out their numbers, but there were just too many duplicators. So I instead grabbed my shotgun and just started blasting into the crowd. After using up a bunch of ammo, making only a small dent in their numbers, I jumped back down and started to circle around them and hit them where I could. I tried to isolate the great sword bearer, but when I finally managed to locate him, there were just too many and I was backed up against a wall, so I had to maneuver around them. I repeatedly made attempts to thin down their numbers and to isolate their sword bearer, but though regular zombies were eliminated, many of those guys remain. Though I killed multiple sword bearers, the horde immediately picks it up. Like, I mean, literally. Caught it midair. They're playing keep away from me. At this point, I was committed to do this for as long as it took. The one thing worried me as the sun started getting lower. What if I get another horde? I was determined to try to get it before the end of the day. I kept circling, searching for an opportunity, nearly getting burned to death in the process. Nope, things were not looking good. My inventory eventually became full of rotten flesh, so I unloaded to make room for my greatsword. I leaped back down, circled back around again, and there he was, the sword bearer. Partially isolated. I struck him watching my sword fall to the ground. Flaming duplicators were closing in on it, but I took a shot at Glory and immediately caught fire. I quickly ran along the fence before I got blocked in, my heart pounding, wondering if my risking gambit paid off. I ran back inside and closed the gate, and there it was, my diamond greatsword, my precious. I immediately put it back on the number 1 slot on my toolbar, where it belongs. After that harrowing adventure that consumed most of the day, I needed to unwind and spent the evening continuing to build. I hastily started on the 2nd floor so I could finally craft and place my enchanting table. At last, one step closer to enchanting my greatsword. Due to that debacle, my bread supply was getting pretty low, and after I discovered farms only produce food if you are nearby, Fort Noob was no longer a sustainable source of food for me since I spent all my time here now. So, I decided to make a farm right by the animals. I started with cutting down some trees, collecting some water, saving KiKi from drowning, heading across the bridge, back through the tunnel, but alas, it was getting a bit dark to continue. So I spent the night continuing on the floor for my walls, leaving a gap in the middle to eliminate any duplicators that make it inside. On the morning of day 75, I began digging out what would be my farm. I flattened the area and dug out a trench for where I would put my water. I began the process of using my hoe around the water so I could run through and plant all my seeds. Later in the evening, I continued working on the keep using fences to cover my windows. I was slightly distracted by some cliff diving intruders, though I introduced them to the lava gap I left open. I was back at my farm on day 76 and managed to refill my stockpile of shotgun shells I had used in retrieving my greatsword a couple days ago. While the shotgun hasn't proved nearly as useful as I thought it would be before crafting it, my shotty can do a pretty decent job of clearing out some zombies at range, so keeping a good amount of shells on hand is pretty important. On day 77, I had to deal with a crowd of zombies again and dispatched those guys in routine fashion. However, the downside of the lava approach is that they endlessly make noise, which can get quite annoying. Despite my efforts to neutralize them, they can always find some way to be a nuisance. So, I decided to ride KiKi out away from all the incessant, duplicating, moaning. I made sure to lock her inside and prevent any mishaps down the mountainside, and just spent some time mindlessly getting more coal. I returned from my journey rather famished, and with the farm yet not yielding wheat, some sacrifices had to be made. That night, I finally managed to fulfill a long-term goal of getting the enchanting table fully operational by placing enough bookcases around the table to achieve the maximum level of enchantments possible. I grabbed efficiency 2 and put that on my pickaxe. And because these enchantments were a pile of junk with no obvious way to reset them, I just bought the cheapest one available. I'll need to repeat this process until I get some enchantments worthy of my greatsword, so I could fulfill my oath. Day 78 consisted of zombie slaying and gardening till nightfall. That evening, I decided to explore a corner of my base in which I've constantly heard zombie noises and discovered I had a cave right next door. I didn't find much in the way of useful things inside, but I did find a small lava pool. With that, I made good on an earlier promise to expand the size of the lava pool in front of my fortress. I continued to work on that throughout the day till the evening where I was hit with another blood moon. This time around, I was determined to not drop my greatsword. I was on constant alert when suddenly a familiar voice called out.
All my livestock over there. Hey, buddies!
Wow.
And there were more of them.
Oh. They came into the lava.
No, he's a one-hit kill. Because they take fall damage when they drop, like that. Ooh. Oh, I can maybe drop him in. He's a tough guy.
So he gonna follow you. See? If I were him, I would follow you. Ooh, that's
Come on. Don't be shy. Look at him.
You should make another wall there so he can drop. See? No.
There we go.
Wow.
Hey, he's an invincible guy. Look, he just keeps spawning and splitting. Hence the lava.
Then how are you gonna kill them?
Eventually he'll die, maybe. Sometimes I've seen them die in the lava. Sometimes I haven't. Like that guy off in the distance has been going for like a full day.
Ooh.
He's been going for like a full day there. Oh, we got another one.
How do you drop your sword?
I think Q is what drops the items. So I
Right.
accidentally press Q. Yeah, see? And then anyone can come along and pick it up. Like that.
Yeah.
Just touch it and pick it up.
Name it.
What am I gonna name it? I was thinking to name it Lost and Found.
Oh, maybe Lily or FiFi?
Well, Kiki's over there.
Sorry.
Hi, Kiki.
Yeah, but this one is Lily or FiFi. FiFi.
Fifi.
F-I.
I think I like Fifi.
Let's do it, FiFi.
You seem to have a very predictable naming convention.
Here, do it, FiFi.
I want to throw some snowballs at them.
Oh, nice.
I think I can do that.
How do you make the snowball? Oh,
Like that.
oh, that's cute. Oh, but it's so easy.
Oh! Oh! Oh my word, that was close. Ah, these are just normies. I can just kill them.
I told you to make another.
No, I want the emeralds though. That they drop. If you drop in the lava, then they don't. Then they all burn.
You just go down and get
But
it.
I can get this guy. Oh no, he's not an infinite guy. I wonder if that guy's still burning down there. To peek over. Yep. Good thing for my lava trap, otherwise you have to just deal with them, and they're annoying.
Wow, how many lose?
So very satisfying. It makes sound. Very good sound. Ah, give me the emeralds so I can enchant more.
With that voice gone and the horde remaining, I took KiKi out for a ride to see some familiar faces. Not so much to buy anything, but really just to say hi. And also to despawn all the zombies. Hey, there could be two reasons to do a thing. Back home, I finally managed to cycle to a good enchantment, Unbreaking 3 and Smite 4. And to fulfill my oath, this night anointed this great sword as FiFi. Oh, it is so sparkly glowy, magnificent. Shall it forever bring vengeance on those who eliminated the villagers under suspicious circumstances. Not counting me, of course, because I was only tangentially involved. Plus, I made the oath and fulfilled the promise. Not the promise to defend them, that I failed, but the second promise. Oh, consider that kept. Thank you, me. And since I have another item to enchant and name without my inner voice present, I shall name it in a similar vein. Axes, hack, haha, nah, whack, WaWa. There we go. There we go. She'll be proud. I proceeded to test out my sword, one-shotting zombies with FiFi. The villagers would be proud. To prevent zombies from tearing up my farm, I placed a fence around the perimeter to protect my precious wheat. Despite a few distractions, I finished the project before the end of the day. With less than 20 days remaining, I was beginning to feel the heat to finish my fortress. I put up some exterior candles on the walls, expanded the cobblestone slab floor in front of the walls, and also laid some around the general terrain to make myself more mobile when fighting zombies. Satisfied with the exterior for the time being, I still needed to finish the keep. I started to build up the second floor walls, added a second floor railing, and began to work on a walkway from the keep to the outer wall. On day 83, I spent the first half of the day showing off.
Look at FiFi.
Where?
Right in my hand. See, look, FiFi. FiFi loves you. Oh, there's a someone who can meet FiFi. I saw you in here. Where are you?
How come people so easily get in?
You're probably just dropping down from like there. Hey. Okay. Oh, you want to see the feeding?
See the cow?
Yes, watch this. All right. Some wheat now. When you have wheat in your hand, they all follow you. Look at that.
Where's your baby? Oh, the heart.
Yeah, feed, feed, feed.
Where are the babies? Huh? Where's the baby cow?
I know they're in there.
Oh, those little ones? Oh my gosh.
They just really love me right now.
Oh,
You heard me. Let's see. Where's the little babies?
there.
Yeah.
On the left.
Yeah, here's one.
Oh,
Turn around, little guy. Please. Get mommy out of the way. Oh, hello.
go feed him.
Oh, you want this? Oh, you want this? Y'all want this? Yeah, make me more babies.
And the last half, finishing up my walkway. Long have I endured the cliff divers, whom, I may add, are responsible for the near loss of FiFi. So, with other tasks finally completed, I trekked up to the top of the cliff and finally began to block it off. I cleaned up the region and built walls high enough such that the cliff divers would be unable to pass over the wall or sneakily climb on top of it. By the end of the day, I hadn't quite finished, so I returned the following day to resume my work. And just in the nick of time too, as the blood moon began to rise, an excellent opportunity to test out the latest design. I ran back down to the safety of my fortress using FiFi to clear my path along the way. Against FiFi, the horde was melting like butter, one-shotting most zombies left and right. And so far, the wall along the cliff seemed to be doing its job and preventing the cliff divers from sneakily knocking me off. Perhaps FiFi was a little too efficient, as I was quickly building up a mass pile of duplicators from killing them so rapidly. And then, poof, down I went into the mass pile. Somehow, someway, they still managed to get inside. While thinking about where things went wrong, I circled back around to the fence and closed the gate. Whew. Still confused as to how they got in, we finished out the horde.
How the hell did that guy get in here?
And the following day, we sallied forth and made use of the improved maneuverability from the cobblestone slabs and, of course, mighty FiFi.
Ooh. Give me all the experience. Oh yeah. I'm to Papa. Ooh, don't come to Papa.
However, the sheer numbers were still overwhelming, and with less than 15 days remaining, I decided to take the cautious approach. Too many. I spent the night in my mine and came right back up to spend all of day 87 to finish my tower. The zombies repeatedly attempted to distract me from my purpose, but by the end of the day, I'd finished that part of the build. Not my best work, but definitely miles better than Fort Noob. At the outset of day 88, I enlisted some help to name my oldest sword.
I need to name this other sword.
I already gave you a WiWi.
WiWi?
Yeah, WiWi.
WI.
Definitely an oversight considering it has been with me for a very long time and knocked many a guy into the lava.
Thank you for WiWi.
Getting rather low on experience, I decided to abuse those guys, and since they were stuck in the ground, I wasn't going to refuse a free gift. Of course, their unstuck comrades had something else to say. They were rather tenacious, but I unleashed my WiWi and gave them a bath in lava. Jesus, who do you all think I am? After dispatching many zombies into the lava, I returned to my stuck guys and proceeded to FiFi them into oblivion. Throughout the night, onlookers enjoyed the sight of what my WiWi had wrought. Over the next 2 days, I fed my food and began working on the roof for my keep. I laid out some support beams and began filling it up with wood. I was making pretty good progress by the evening of day 90 when another blood moon struck. This one was pretty textbook, but I kinda missed getting knocked down, so I decided to jump myself.
KiKi. Come, sweet sloot, come.
I ran around, slicing zombies wherever I went, and found myself a bit cornered, which led me to cross my own lava pool. And miraculously, I didn't catch fire. I continued bobbing and weaving and slaying a bunch of zombies till I ran by my lava pool once more, where I received a gentle love tap. I frantically tried to escape, sustaining a lot of damage, and proceeded to try and dodge oncoming zombies as I waited for the flames to die out.
Oh, we made it. And I'm almost dead. Oh. Oh.
Fortunately, I made it back alive, but with the end in sight, I nearly risked it all for nothing. Day 91. What can I say? I finished working on my roof and adding a bit of detail around the building. Back outside on day 92, I started leveling the terrain for a bit of landscaping, when suddenly I had a visitor make an appearance making some demands.
Look at that. Wow. A lava opening.
Yep, their requested lava opening. Still there.
Uh-huh. Your home inside?
Yep, that's my little home inside the wall.
Oh.
Better than the little hut that I initially made.
Uh-huh.
My little noob hut. Hi, Kiki.
The pickaxe, you should name it WiWi.
WiWi?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go name it.
I should have another pickaxe named Haha.
I want to name the pickaxe WiWi. That one.
Let's see if I have enough to do it. Enough enchantment levels. 32? Oh my god, no, I don't have enough.
Uh-oh.
No, that's a lot. Alright.
Ah.
I'll try to get 32 before the end.
Following that, I returned to wrapping up my cobblestone slab out front. That evening, I grinded a bit for some more experience, and over the next 2 days, I began laying out a path that would lead all the way to KiKi's fenced area. I filled in some grass along the way and cleaned up the area a bit. Because I had seen zombies still make it inside my walls after blocking off the cliff, I worked through all of day 95 to try and block off the overhang above my wall. That night, I decided to seek out one last adventure within the caves and managed to locate another spawner. Immediately, I ran for the lava bridge and turned to meet them with FiFi as they came down. Then suddenly I came face to face with the hare. I shot him with my shotgun and he poisoned me, which now makes me realize how that happened to me many days ago. I waited till my health got a bit too low, hoping it would stop. But alas, I ate some bread to save myself. Down in this cave, I finally managed to find some sulfur and potassium, which allowed me to craft gunpowder and thus make more ammo. I even made myself an assault rifle in honor of my conscience and made it her favorite color. Days 97 to 98 I spent mostly messing around, killing zombies, making a pointless path to nowhere. I had thought to wrap it all the way around the cavern, but with so little time left, I ultimately abandoned the project and spent the rest of day 98 just relaxing and feeding my cows and sheep. And then, the last day. Day 99. One down.
Wow, going down quick.
Alright. I release ye.
Not right now.
I give them time to disperse a little bit. See?
No, no, no.
Blood moon is rising.
You gonna release KiKi too?
Oh, Kiki belongs with me. Maybe we go out riding together at the very end. 32 rounds. Oh!
Oh,
Apparently someone did drop down on me. Oh, and apparently I'm almost dead. Lots of bad things are happening. Oh,
eh? What's that block there?
I accidentally placed that. Oh!
Oh! Oh!
Yeah, ba.
Maybe he pushed you down.
Very possible. Jesus. No wonder I'm almost dead, because they do a lot of damage. I guess I can't get so cocky. Ah, what a great start. It's always so satisfying. Got the shotgun.
sure you're gonna fall down.
Yep, standing right by the edge. Drop down, my friend. Oh, not on me! Ouch!
Oh, how can you put down those fire?
Drop down a fire bucket.
I know, but you your own.
Apparently I lit myself on fire, which was not ideal, but apparently don't walk anywhere near it. Drop another one.
Yeah, from the other angle, not from there anymore. Go a bit that way.
Maybe I should go out, have some fun. Oh,
Oh,
how dare you attack me from behind?
oh, those are the multiple person again.
Yep. Okay, I need to draw them back first. They're crowding the gate. Appreciate that. Okay, yeah, they're following this way. Follow.
Why you not use your sword?
Oh, I will. I'll use FiFi. Oh, I use FiFi right now. All right, let's go. Go. Come, KiKi.
Ah, no.
Ooh. All right, we're out.
Ooh, that many. Ooshka. Ah, you dead. You screwed. Ah.
We're good. Ooh. The fire. Woo, boom, boom.
What are you doing?
FiFi was or KiKi was a bit scared. I'm getting confused with the names right now.
Well, how do you know he's a bit scared?
She was like rearing up on her legs, like on her hind legs. KiKi was a bit scared. Try not to hit the animals too, so it's a bit tricky. I don't want to betray the animals.
You need to betray them. Where you put unleash them.
Unleash them. Go, sheep, go! Don't wander in the fire! No. Oh, they duplicated. Oh, not good. Oh, holy cow.
Oh, no, they push you on the fire.
Ooh. Oh no, I think an animal just killed itself. I see meat there. Oh. Guys, there's clearly lava over there. Don't just walk in there. Ooh.
Oh no, you're... If you open the gate, can they go in?
I don't think so.
No, you left the gate open, the zombie cannot even go in.
I've had trouble getting them to go through the door before. That being said, I think they could, in theory, do so.
You could go open?
Yeah, they could go in. But since they're chasing after me, they're not going to.
I know, but if you're going in.
Yeah, in theory. If I were to lead them in there and not close it. I mean, hence, that's what the door is for. Oh. Okay, time to bring out the machine gun.
Oh, you don't have a machine gun. It's not that powerful.
Ah, that's a long-ass reload time. Oh, boy.
Oh.
Oh. I paused firing on the cow. Oh, I'm being attacked from behind. Oop. Yeah, the gun doesn't seem to be very powerful. I think FiFi is much more powerful.
Yeah, let's use baby. Oh,
Ugh.
yeah. Go in.
No, we're brave knights. We stay out. Defend our animals.
Oh, that many. Just...
Yes, that many. Can at least heal a bit.
Not a bit. Pretty much. I think I like FiFi the most. Am I going to use it?
FiFi. FiFi is definitely awesome.
Oh, no. Oh.
Ooh. Oh.
Whoa.
Right through.
Heal yourself. You have to heal yourself. Immediately now. No.
Oh god.
You don't have much left.
Not on me, no.
You probably want
Well, I think we reached day.
Are you rich day? Don't die.
Almost.
You're gonna die. Kill yourself.
Yeah, they're lighting on fire. Yeah, I think we're day 100. Morning of day 100. We made it. Oh my god. They're becoming invincible now.
How do you know?
And they light on fire.
Wow. Can you just go? I don't want to be in here anymore.
You don't want to be in here? Let's go, FiFi. Into the wilderness. Ooh, let's hope.
Maybe. Yeah, I think you can kill them easily here. Yeah, that's easy. I like this.
But we got the stupid duplicating assholes. Duplicators. Oh, the cheaters!
Careful.
Oh, they're trying to cut me off at the bridge.
Oh, can you if you drop.
That would not be ideal if I dropped. I'm trying to get to. Oh my god. All right, we got no choice
First, but what?
to go past them. Oh god. All right. Ooh,
You made it.
we made it.
And yeah, that's that. We did it. This overconfident, clueless guy here made it to the end of 100 days. Slightly less clueless, but no less overconfident. Some things never change. Please let us know in the comments everything we did wrong, so next time I might not make so many stupid mistakes. Maybe only a lot of stupid ones. Speaking of next time, drop a comment on what scenario you'd like us to try next. And if you really beg for it, perhaps my conscience can join me next time. Thanks for sticking it out to the end. Please smash that like button and subscribe if you enjoyed watching me or my pals or KiKi. Give some love to KiKi. And of course, FiFi and WiWi. Also a special shout out to our awesome Patreon community. Thanks for everything you do. On that note, this is Eerie Knight signing off. See you all in the next Minecraft adventure.